What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the show. We are here one more time, guys, enjoying another night of just coffee here with the boys. So Prideful Bed, Jay Walk here, Q on the chat. What's going on, guys? How we doing?
What is happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all? It's been another week. Man. So I mean, first things first, mental health. I'm sitting at a good, like I said, last week was 8. I'm probably at a 8.5. We steadily going up here. We moving up. We day 2 of this new journey of becoming an IT professional. So of course I gotta be happy. What about you, Jay Walk?
I'm doing good. It was a great week, a fast week. Yeah, it was kind of fast for me. So early mornings, late nights. That's it.
Man, can't complain about that, and that's probably money right there. Q, what about yourself?
Yeah, a lot of work this week. Very fast paced. Got to actually do a little bit more tomorrow, but yep, it's definitely just keep on going. That's what I've been doing.
I got. Prideful Vet, for some reason. Oh, you're back. Go ahead.
They try to mess me up right there. You see that? They try to hate on me, bro. Rick, what's up, man?
Man, I'm
How
doing
you
great,
been, brother?
Doing great, brother. Doing great. Glad to be here. Glad to be sharing, these experiences and these stories with the audience. Either live or down the road when you get a chance to watch this. So,
hold on, Rick. How's your workout journey?
So my workout journey is doing better. It's doing better.
Okay,
I was lacking for the lack of better word, for a couple of weeks, but I'm back on it. I've been doing spinning. I've been trying to walk.
What?
Spinning, yeah. So I have this Peloton bike. It's like it's like this amazing machine that I have, and it have all kind of races that you can race. You can race against the machine. You can race against other people. Great music, and it inspires me, to get out there. And I recommend that to anybody out there who works in this or is going to work in these stressful environments. You need to get the stress out yourself one way or another. And then the way that I find out was a little workout, And I know for a fact, Q. I know you work out, but I know, yeah. So the ones you guys don't know, rather up top of me, Q actually is a professional bodybuilder. Is that true? Yeah.
I ain't got nothing.
The gun show.
Yeah. We're gonna get the money that's been bringing guns right here, guys.
Exactly, man.
Come on.
I go ahead, Brad.
Talk about it, Q.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to talk about working out, I do have a passion for it. I've been doing it for a number of years now. I kind of got thrown into it when I went deployed one time, and somebody said, "Hey, you should try powerlifting." And they're like, "Okay." And then so I trained up for it, and I actually got into the 1,000-pound club. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. Do y'all know what that is?
Come on.
All right. 1,000-pound club is basically 3 lifts: the deadlift, the squat, and the bench press. And between those 3 lifts, you lift a combination of 1,000 pounds. And that's what I did.
Right, okay.
So you're telling me you probably doing 300 pounds on the bench press, 6 on the legs. What you think, Rick? 6 on the legs.
That's a lot. I'm thinking 2 on the legs. 200.
That is a lot. And then where we going with squats? You look like you can squat. You look like you can squat a good 450. Well, yeah, 400, 350.
So I think when I went, it was 405 for the deadlift, 405 for the squat, and then the remaining on the bench. So I was weak on the bench for that one.
Man, this Iron Man out here.
That's
the gauntlet.
That's some serious numbers right there, man. That's some
That's
serious
serious.
numbers.
He's putting up weight, man. Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He deserves applause for that.
Yeah, definitely round of applause for that, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, jeez.
You got it.
I mean, we can't do anything else. Well, can we go? Let's go into the first topic.
Oh, okay.
The first topic is obviously from our own Olympian, apparently. Q. All right, he's gonna take it away. All right, let's talk about CompTIA.
Hey, let's not forget about the lines are open. If you want to call the show, if you want to ask any questions, don't forget to call the show. The number is right there on the bottom, 520-261-7246.
Please call up, guys. Call up. So the first topic is going to be CompTIA A+. I don't know what this is, y'all. I'm gonna let him take it. There you go.
So it's just a moniker for a specific certification. If we want to start off from there, moniker for a specific certification. And so the what it covers is like all your basic hardware, software, stuff that you probably use every day. Things like your mobile devices, your basic networking devices, your computer that you use at home, whether it's a laptop or a desktop. It goes a little bit for the current CompTIA A+. It goes a little bit into virtualization, so that's a lot of been the push these days is to go into the cloud, and so it touches a little bit on that. And then the main thing that you're going to really they like to focus on for the CompTIA A+ is the hardware and network troubleshooting, how to fix issues that come up when you're working with the hardware and the software. And then they talk about operating systems, which if everybody knows Windows, I mean, Windows is a big one. Another one out there is Linux. So those two are big ones out there. They'll talk also about security and not as much as they would. Go ahead.
Hold on, Q. I got a question. You say Linux and like the cat?
No, not the cat.
What?
Linux is just
America. What are we hearing here? Linux. I only heard of Microsoft and Apple.
Those are good questions.
Macintosh.
Those are good questions.
What's a Linux?
Yeah, those are. So Linux is just a name of an operating system that runs on a different environment, and similar but different to the Windows. Windows is more GUI based. Linux is what they call, and GUI is graphical user interface. If for those that are not familiar with GUI, basically your icons, point and click, drag and drop, what you're used to doing. Linux is more command line. So in things you start typing on the keyboard, just a little cursor on the screen, and you start typing commands. Linux is more command based, but it's very powerful. And if you know Linux, and especially when you start going up the certification route, it is sought after in most of those big businesses. And then so I wanted to touch on for the CompTIA A+. Specific to the exams. There's two exams. It's called Core 1 and Core 2. You have to pass both to get the certification. And so the first exam, it covers mobile devices, networking technology, hardware, virtualization, and cloud computing. And it's a 90 questions per exam. So you'll have to answer 90 questions. They're multiple choice questions. So if you're used to taking tests these days, most tests these days are multiple choice. And then the Core 2, the second exam in the A+, covers operating systems, security, software, and operational procedures. And they recommend. I mean, when you're out there, I know sometimes when you're starting this path, you may not have what they recommend as the recommended experience, which is 9 to 12 months. But you may just be starting out. You might only have a month of experience. But don't let that deter you from trying to pursue certification. Just go out there. And I know we've talked on previous streams that to go out there and just find information. You can find lots of information doing searches online. Exam preps and practice quizzes. And that's pretty much it for. Go ahead.
How much
You got a
questions
question?
are on the second exam?
The second exam is 90
How many
questions as
on
well.
the exam? Yeah.
So it's 90 questions
Oh, my
per exam. Yeah, it's a lot.
Do they give a time limit for this?
Yeah, so the time limit is 90 minutes. So you have about 1 minute per exam question.
You got a minute per question. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
You guys
So,
better know your stuff. Know your stuff out there, guys. Know your stuff.
Yep.
Because you can't put C for every answer. Know your stuff.
AQ, I don't think that the test is that difficult. You know, I think the A plus certs, both core 1 or core 2 tests are very. Once you get in the groove, and then I know that you got some nuggets right there about education.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get in the groove, you should be good to go.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rick. You don't let it intimidate you, the number of questions or the time limit, because a lot of what they ask in the question you may already be familiar with in the exam. Sorry, you may already be familiar with those topics because I mean you use these devices every day. You use your cell phone every day. You use your desktop or you could laptop every day. So don't let that intimidate you when you start looking into this the A plus certification. I didn't want to take too much more time on the A plus because I wanted to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. So it looks like it's probably going to be just nice, simple questions that we probably already know the answers to.
Right.
That's awesome.
And I'll touch on a little bit of resources in just a second after I cover the Network Plus. And the Network Plus is similar, but the Network Plus is only one exam, so you get a little bit of reprieve with the Network Plus. But it does go into a little bit more details on the networking side, and that's going to cover networking concepts, infrastructure. Which when you hear the word infrastructure, it's talking about the devices that make up the network, but behind the computers. So all the computers connect to the network devices. So that's something when they say infrastructure, they're talking about the network devices. And then how to operate the network. The network security, how to secure your network, and then also the big one is network troubleshooting and the tools that they use. And we may go into more details on those in later streams. I didn't want to go into too much because there's a plethora of tools out there. Hopefully you know what the word means, but a lot of tools that are out there. So that's what,
because this is Big Word Thursday, apparently.
Sorry, I didn't want to.
Big Word Thursday.
Didn't want to intimidate you with lots of big words. I did want to mention the score. So for the A plus, the scoring is for the first test, you have to get a minimum of 675 out of 900. So you have a big chunk there that you could probably, don't let that number intimidate you, but that is the passing score. And then for the core 2, which is the second exam, it's 700 out of 900. So it's just 25 more for the second one. And then for the network one, it is a 720 out of a 900. So 900 is the magic number for the high end. And I've seen many people pass with the minimum and go on to do very successfully the networking jobs and the hardware and software jobs. They're very successful. And then the last thing is I wanted to touch on the resources, which I think Prideful Vet, did we get those resources on the stream?
Yes,
what were they again?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
There should be. It's going to be CompTIA.org. So let me spell it, guys. CompTIA.org. And then you have CBT Nuggets. I'll spell that for you guys. CBTNuggets.com. And then Quizlets. Quizlets.com. Common spelling, but I'll spell it anyway. QUIZLET.com. All
Yeah.
those will be in the description below.
Yep.
Provide it for you.
Great resources there. And then for some keyword searches, if you do some searches online in Google, just type in CompTIA A plus or CompTIA Network Plus, exam prep, practice quizzes. Google has plenty of high hit searches that you'll find plenty of information on these things. And that's pretty much it for CompTIA and Network Plus for basic information.
I have
something that I want to bring up real quick before I forget this bullet right here, guys. Is last month? I'm sorry, 2 months ago, the month of February, there were 755,000. Listen to this: 755,743 cybersecurity jobs openings. I'm not saying. I'm not trying to. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of jobs out there, guys.
That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of jobs.
That's a lot of jobs just in the month of February. So we're not talking about March. We're not talking about what was open in January or December that is not being filled yet. So we're clearly looking at over 1 million jobs. Right now, there's over 1 million jobs in cybersecurity that are open, waiting for you to get what you need. Send your resume and get hired. It's not impossible. It is not impossible.
I couldn't agree more because a lot of companies, because there's so many jobs, don't think that you have to get the certification right away before you get the job. A lot of companies, they'll say, hey, can you be certified within 6 months? And they'll pay for your certification. So a lot of companies will do that. You not only get the hands-on experience from getting the job, but they'll pay for your certification. So don't think that you have to, while you're in the job. They will pay for your certification. So don't think that you have to get the certification to get the job. Apply for the job and do some research and see if you know somebody that's already working for the company, ask them, hey, are they looking for somebody that can be certified in 6 months? I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to go forth and get certified, and they'll see that passion and initiative, and don't let it stop you from pursuing a job.
Let me tell you something. This is an anecdote that I have in a previous position that I held in Tucson, Arizona. A beautiful place, by the way. We had an issue with inventories. Okay, and inventories are very, very huge in cybersecurity. Matter of fact, if you look at every single chart out there, they tell you every module for maturity, every module for confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which is known as CIA. All these things are PCI DSS, SOX. I mean, you name it. Everything starts with accountability. So, going back to the story, guys, is that we have a big issue with accountability, and the company decided to hire someone to tackle that situation. We end up hiring a prior librarian. Okay, the librarian did very good on the interview. So the method we were looking for somebody to fix the issue. One of the questions that we brought into the interview was this is a problem that the company have. How can you resolve this problem? And the librarian gave us not one, not two, not three, but 5 different ways to solve that inventory problem. Because she was a librarian. Now she's a cyber professional, and she was used to that based on her experience. You just imagine tens of thousands of books that they need to account for. For the library.
Okay,
So she ended up getting the job. It was a good job. That tripled her salary as a librarian, and she ended up getting 2 well-known, recognized. She ended up getting Security Plus and the CISSP certification back to back within a year, and she's doing fantastic. So, I mean, that was excellent. What you guys
round of applause. Round of applause. That's a round of applause.
100%.
Definitely for that person. Round of applause.
100%.
Wow. Okay. So how much are these two tests? I know they probably vary during the seasons or whatever, but how much is CompTIA and Network Plus?
So the price currently, and this is at time that I looked it up, because CompT is, they can change their price at any time. That they're the company providing the exam. The current pricing that I found was $246 per exam for A plus, and then for the Network Plus, it is $358. So not too shabby, especially if the company's willing to pay for it. So that's not even, if the company's willing to pay for it, that's not even money out of your pocket.
That's fantastic, man. Definitely fantastic. Thank you, Q. Love that information, man. Definitely great bits of knowledge and great bits of nuggets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Next we have next we got Jaywalk. Now he's gonna be talking about some SISM, which is Lord, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And PMP. So without further ado, let's give it to Jaywalk, man. Jaywalk, what's up, baby?
hey, how y'all doing? Hey. So first, I want to, take the audience to something called the Approved Baseline Certifications, and you got level 1, which is the A plus. Then you got AIT level 2, which is the Security Plus. So AIT level 1 is Network Plus and A plus. So Security Plus, which is the standard baseline to actually work on government systems, and that's level 2. So that's what everyone should aspire to that's looking to get into cyber. You also
So we
have
got Security Plus is like the entryway, is what you're saying.
right.
Okay.
And then cybersecurity analyst, CYSA. That's level 2. Then you move over into the IAT level 3 and also the IAM level 3. So that's where the CISM and the CISA, that's where they dwell at on a level 3. So it takes you years to get up to level 3. I mean, some people can jump right to it. Others, you have to do some studying. So I want to tell you my story about how I got on these tracks. So I was pretty young. I was on a contract. It's called Red Switch, and so 3 of us managed the contract. It was $100 million contract. So this was the Air Force Secure Communications, the de facto communication. So I was a systems engineer on that contract. I was their technical guy, but it was a program management position, right? So I was in over my head a little bit, but um, then the company changed the requirements and said that everyone in the program management track, we had to start getting these certifications. So one was a process improvement, the green belt, and the other one was the PMP. So of course I was way too green at the time, or too young to get the PMP. But I did understand that the PMBOK, and some other training that I was, mandated to go to. So that was that track. So I did that. Then I found a friend of mine, which he was in.
Hold on, just to clarify, what exactly is CISM?
Certified Information System Management. I think, did I get that right?
Okay.
That is correct.
Yeah,
And then what's the PMP? Is that like pimp? Is that like 50 Cent?
project management
What?
professional.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say what?
Yeah, so they so basically this guy was in agile, right? So back then I didn't know what it was, wasn't interested in it. but he had started studying for the PMP. And, another good friend of mine, a mentor. And so that's how I started studying for the PMP, was through the Agile track, because he's like a senior release train engineer. I don't know if so he's above a whole bunch of scrum masters, right? So so we started studying back then, and I was off and on that track, right? So then I had another friend. We was doing system administration, and he made me, look, man, we got to get into cyber, right? That's where it's at, right? And I'm like, nah, I don't want to deal with cyber. I'm good as a sysadmin, right?
What year was this?
Let me see. This was about 7, 8 years ago, but
Okay,
the
okay, okay.
PMP went back almost 10 years or more. y- you know. So I went through all this training, but I didn't get certified at the time. So I'm leading up to, you need to have experience to go for these level 3 certifications. Um, when I first start studying, they wasn't of interest to me because I didn't really understand the full impact of what these certs were, and you know, let alone the responsibility. So, so I, I just got into some of these study groups. So they did a lunch hour study group for the PMP. So you know, every hour we did something. Every lunch hour we did something. Now, the reason why I went to the 8570 is because that gives you a starting point far as the government goes. The A plus, network plus, security plus. So I also went to several schools along the way. So it wasn't just all self study. So it wasn't until later on I learned about the self study, building your own library. So I, I was telling RT, 360, that I had a lot of books and a lot of material that's on another computer, but I do have some physical books here that has helped me. Can you see? Can you see? No. Can you see the book? Because I can't see it.
What's the name of the book for those
Oh,
that's in
it's
the
Essential Sism, Essential Sism, second edition exam guide.
Okay, okay.
And it's a review manual by Phil Martin. Um, then I have project management for the unofficial project manager. Um, fast forward. Let me see. Fast forward. Project management. So these books, I know a lot of people speak about the PMBOK, and that's the straight training that you would normally take. But under self study, there's a plethora of books and audios, videos, things that you can take to help you get some of this training and a level of understanding. So my philosophy is, I train 5 different ways, 4 different ways, by audio, actually reading, study groups, and by writing things out. So I'll read something, and I'm gonna get to the actual PMI and SISM. Uh, so that's how I train. So and it has taken me years. So I've been a contractor for 23 years uh, under the military.
Congrats. Hey, congrats that. 23 years. Woo.
But but I but I've been studying, most of those years. I mean, and you just pick up a lot of stuff along the way. I use part company money, part military money, and part my own money. So
Mm.
So I invested a lot. So I have a lot invested. Um, but let me get back to the SISM. So first I started studying for the CISSP, and that, like they said, is it's a mile long, inch deep, and within the CISSP, you have elements of uh, SISM and CISA, right? So once you go back, if you get this 85 70 and you look at this, you can see that the CISA is IAT technical level 3, and the SISM is IAM management. So information assurance management level 3, and information assurance technical. If and if you guys need to correct me, by all means. And so the CISSP is covered at the IAM level, and I believe at the IAT level. So those two certs make up the equivalent of the CISSP, and so that was my thinking. I took the CISSP at a time when I shouldn't have took it, but you know, just to see what it was, and it was everything I thought it was, right? So then I went back to the drawing board, and I just broke down the CISSP, and somebody recommended that I start studying the CISA and the CISM, because as to break it up. So that's how I got into taking those tests, and um, they are equally as tough. To me, that I call them psychological tests. What I study in these books isn't on the test, right? That's just, and I'm just being honest. I mean, you have to go outside to get your study material. So like this essential SISM, it doesn't cover the type of questions you're going to face in on the test. So so after I took the CISSP, I studied from the book. I killed myself. So then some young genius came up with this ideal that, hey, listen, let's automate these test questions, right? Because you got 1,000 questions, and that's where I got the idea to build out a test engine, and and it went a lot quicker. So it's not just questions, but it's concepts. So we started taking so when we started studying, we started taking questions that we had failed during the initial test. So we started becoming more proficient at how to read the questions. So you have the two. Hold on. You have the two questions uh, that are similar. You have the one distractor, and then you have one that's completely wrong. So they all sound and look the same, but they're different. So they want the best answer. All the answers are right, but they want the best answer. And it took me a while to wrestle with that concept. And I still have issues. When I read something, I'm looking for keywords. So that's what I did to help me study. Um, so I took the classes, to show the validity that, hey, I took formal training. Then we studied, I mean, day and night, and so I'm a nervous guy on tests, right? They just bother me, right? So I mean, I can know that I know it and still be wrong. So in your preparation for the level 3 certifications, I recommend that you break it down by chapter, uh, test yourself on that information, uh, create a study guide, like a quick reference, and and just hope and pray, right, that you get the easier version of the test, right? uh, um, but so going through the SISM, so I went through. So I studied. I don't know. I say a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and when I
Two
felt as
years for
though,
a test?
yeah, yeah,
Oh my
it's
goodness. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I mean, to be comfortable. Some people can do it though. I don't have a 40
That's
pound brain
determination. That's
on,
determination, man.
yeah, on stuff like that. But
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
but just remember, I was studying the CISSP, so it was really a combination.
Right.
And so you ask, well, how do you do that? I had study groups. I would watch videos. I mean, take tests. I mean, so, and that's how I study today. Um, so, I went in, I took the test. Uh, it felt like I was failing the test, you know, right? Because I was just unsure
Of
that,
course.
because of that concept, the two right answers, the one distracted and the one completely wrong. I used that concept and which helped me out tremendously, you know. Um, so got through the test, and then this is something that the CISM and the CISSP, uh, they audit you. So I don't know if people know that. So you don't just pass the cert and you're certified, right? So you pass the test in CISM, and that's just one part of it. Then you have to go back and demonstrate that you have the skill in those 3 to 5 areas that you need.
So
So,
it's like a kumite. You gotta prove yourself.
well, well, I mean,
Man.
it's tough. I mean, and that part is even harder sometimes than taking the test to come up with your years of experience
Of
and
course.
to get someone to validate you, you know, to actually get the cert. Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's
This is not for the light of heart, guys.
right,
Focus, pay
right.
attention. He dropping nuggets. Don't
And
forget about
Mhm.
yeah,
cbtnuggets.com.
when you so even though you don't have to, even though you pass the test, right, to get the certification, you don't have to try to get the certification in the first or second month, if you don't meet the criteria, because they're going to look at your stuff, right, and they're going to call the supervisors. I mean, they actually do that. And I but then let's say me in the industry, I have to have the integrity to check that, and you have to show me before I endorse you that you meet the criteria,
Hey
or
Rick, they're gonna call you. You're
right,
gonna be reported as my supervisor.
right,
Please put nothing but prideful veterans, good compliments in there. Thank you.
hey, if you can pull that off, God bless you, right?
RT
But
365 approved.
yeah, but those are some of the steps that it took me to get to that level, and I'm still learning. I'm still, with this new job, these are all senior level guys, and so, and the guy told me, he said, look, we have a reputation that we're trying to uphold, right? And he said,
Pressure.
we made mistakes in hiring people and this and that, but we've corrected that. And so they let me know that, hey, look, you're we're relying on your skill, your integrity, all those things. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So once you get past that threshold, you know, you are operating at a higher standard. And
Hmm. Hmm.
and as the resident expert or whatever, you know, people are relying on you to you know, approve their systems. And you know, you know, it's kind of hard to get into the level 3 stuff all in this set, but I can, on the next one I could come back with something a little bit more structured. But I think there's a huge gap between the A+, you know, network plus and security plus. So you know, I wish we would have just kept it to a lower level, but this is, you know, but for the people that are on that level or ascending to that level, um, it's, you know, it's a game changer. Um, and you're going to have to know or have some idea about what you're doing, because you could be briefing, you know, the CIO, the CISO, a general, a colonel, you know, just depending on where you're at. And if they ask you a question, you best you best have an answer, and not the one I don't know. So right, so
Of course, and you got to
it's
realize a lot of these higher officials, they already know. Some of them already know the answer. Some could be testing you. You could be
well,
asking a question just to see if you know the right answer to it, to see if you're
well,
the right person for this job.
well. Just assume you're not the only expert in the room, right? Just assume,
Mm,
Hmm.
right, and and you know, and some guys know, some guys may call you out on it, some may not, some may pull you to the side. It just depends on where you're at.
and how's that make you feel? How does that make you feel, man? I mean,
Um,
leaving the military compared to this, military is more. Is it the same or different?
well, I did something completely different though. I did avionics on Apaches and Black Hawks, and so that was something within itself. So
I'm talking about
I
the expectation of performances. How about that?
yeah, well, actually, in the military is actually higher because you got people lives on the line. So if you make a mistake there, that could be the end result for someone or some type of damage. So it's different, but it still requires the same mindset. You know, I have to do this. If I'm gonna do it, I got to do it right and no shortcuts.
All right,
Uh,
man. So thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, so that was SISM
yes,
and PIM.
EMP, and we can and no, and we can. I mean, and I apologize. I like to be a little bit more thorough in the information I give, but if we you know, explore these topics again, I mean, I'll have some better reference. But I did put two references in
All
the
right.
link that you
That's right.
can
Yeah.
show them. But
Let's
uh,
see what the
now
references
let me
are.
ask you this: can we share on here? Can we share a screen? Do we have that ability?
It will take a minute. It will take a
It'll take a
minute
minute. Yeah.
to do that.
Okay, okay, all right. So I mean that would be better for me, and then I can speak to the material that I'm presenting.
So the resources will they're already in the description.
Yeah,
But for everyone here, it is www.isaca.org
ISOC.
uh, / credentialing
Right,
/ SISM. And the next one is www.pmi.org certification dot
right.
I mean / project / management / PMP. So
Right.
once again, those descriptions, I mean those the informations are located in the description. I can't talk today
Right.
apparently. Are located in the description below. So next topic, once again, thanks you guys. Once again, Jaywalk. Awesome information for those guys who are actually on his level. You probably speak that language. My mind, it was woof. This man is, like I said, his mind is ridiculously crazy. And this is just a little bit of the onion. So next week he's probably going to dive even deeper. So make sure you have your pen and paper ready for for his classes. The next topic, Rick, benefits of having a degree versus a non-degree?
Perfect, perfect. That is amazing.
What is that?
Prideful bit, I want to say thank you to Q. Amazing
Amazing, bro.
amount of information. I mean, it's
My brain is overloaded, both of them.
yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, breaking it down and simple. Easy to grasp. And jaywalk, you bring in the high level. For the other half of the of the people that are watching the video. So very amazing. I mean, I think we touched to everything. Okay, but there's something I want to talk to you guys, to the viewers out there, and it's about certification and education. Education, guys. There's a big wave of content creators. Okay, people like myself, and Q, and Jaywalk, and Prideful Veterans, who gets in front of you on the camera and will tell you you don't need a certification to get into cyber. No, you don't need it. Or they will tell you you don't need no education to get into cyber. Nah, you can just do it. Uh, yes, there's opportunities for you to get into cyber, like we mentioned before. Yes, there are opportunities. If you have a special type of skill that will provide some type of benefit to your customer. But 9 out of 10 down the road, they will say to you, "Hey, we need you to get this certification within 6 months." I'm gonna read something that I saw on LinkedIn. I'm not gonna do verbatim. I'm just gonna paraphrase this. But I saw a post where an individual was talking about that you've probably been told that the best way to get into cybersecurity is through certification and other forms of education and
Right, of
training, X,
course.
Y,
Yeah.
and Z.
Yeah.
And then and he and this individual is saying, and this is not the case. He goes on into his post to say, let's say that a company needs something um, done, right there and there, and you can just read a manual. But then this individual mentioned that you can audit that company, okay, and then based on the audit, you can tell the company uh, their faults and what they're doing wrong. So let me break this down to you guys, and then this is when I read the post, I was like, okay, yeah, kind of, yeah, you're trying. This is it's another mousetrap, okay? In this side, we're not trying to sell you anything. We're just giving you everything that we got for free. We just ask you to like the video, share the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel, whatever the case may be, YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And to follow my colleagues right here. The one thing I'm going to tell you guys is you are not going to be auditing no organization without a background and a certification, years of experience, and a team behind you. Okay, so when I see these posts out there, I have to take my time and talk to you guys and explain to you why those certifications value so much. Why this Security Plus and A Plus and Net Plus and CISM, CISSP, CDLCs, CCNA, CCIE, all these certifications, one way or another, are going to validate your knowledge, okay? Because you can have all the knowledge of the world that you want, but you need to have something behind that knowledge and that experience that will say, yes, this individual is trained, he's knowledgeable, and he is certified, okay? Because once you receive that certification and everything together, then you will receive the authorization, okay? Somebody will say, okay, I am granting this individual, based on his background and everything that he brings to the table, to conduct an audit, and I sign for him, and they bless you, and then you go out and you do your missions. But you're not gonna do it without just because you know how to learn how to read a regulation. So some of you guys out there might be able to get a job without a degree. Yes, in cybersecurity, yes, you can. If it's gonna be a job of data entry, or if it's gonna be a job of shredding paper, because that could be a business area of cybersecurity. You will be burning, destroying computers. You be trading paper. Yes, you can do those things. But in order for you to be auditing computers and doing paperwork doing accreditations and doing doing heavy work. And let me tell you something. It sounds very fancy. It sounds very technical. In reality, it's not. It's very horrible, tedious jobs, but somebody has to do it. And for you to be able to do those tedious jobs, you need to have a plethora of certifications and educations and background, and in some cases a clearance, and you name it. So I am urging you guys, okay, out there, to anybody out there that will, any post that you see out there that tells you you don't need a certification to get on cybersecurity, first thing is don't apply to a job at that company, okay? Because you know what you're gonna end up doing? You're gonna end up shredding paper. You're gonna end up you're gonna end up destroying computers. You're gonna end up you're gonna end up taking piece computers to an incineration facility. That's what you're gonna be doing, or you're gonna be escorting people from one point to another.
Hey, Rick.
Go ahead.
Touch on the difference between information assurance, right, which is more on the civilian side, and the cybersecurity. To touch on that a little bit, the difference, because I think when some people don't understand the other side of the street, there's two sides of the street. It's the same street, but just two different sides, and how you can get into the civilian sector just as well as you can into the military. And I think that's what those guys are leaning towards. When they're talking about that, you don't need a certification. Yeah, maybe not on the civilian side so much, but you have to understand a lot about that infrastructure and the policies, because they deal more with policy management, and they sort of transfer the risk to another company. You hear these guys, hey, look, I can manage your network for you, this and that. You don't, so talk about that a little bit, and a little bit what the difference is.
So the
Again,
the issue with touching an assurance and cybersecurity, okay, is that they do intermingle. Okay,
right,
they do go hand by hand, and all depends on how your job description is written, or the
right,
position that you're working on. But pretty much what we're talking about is in some business areas, you will be conducting cybersecurity jobs where you actually touch the computer and you perform audits and you perform upgrades and you perform all these technical, uh, technical and functional
job,
parts
yeah,
and jobs, and in another side you will be pretty much doing paperwork. Okay, you will be reading a manual, and then getting an interpretation. Probably
right,
you will not be the one assessing that part. So the script will be given to you, trust me.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
this is what you need to do and say and perform, and it's gonna be all to the teeth.
right,
That's why we have people that perform technical writing.
right,
So that's the difference between one and another.
right,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that one cannot do the other, because somebody that do one job can perform the other. But most of the time, when the individuals without certification in the work job, you will be conducting clerical jobs. Okay, that
yeah,
don't require that expertise, that certification, and the accreditation. So.
right,
So, once again, guys, I want to steer. I want to get back to the whole education part, guys.
right,
I want to talk to the military folks out there who might be watching this, and I will have to tell you this by experience. If you're coming out of the military, or if you are in the military right now and you want to finish your bachelor's degree, let's say you have no education, you need to get into something and get it done quick, because in reality, a degree is just a piece of paper. I gotta be honest with you. A degree is just a piece of paper. Okay. The reason why I'm saying this is because Prideful Bet, you went out. Just to let you know, some of these degrees, when you go to the courses and they're teaching you about pen testing, they're not teaching you about the latest and the greatest tools out there. Okay, when they're teaching you about scanning, they're not teaching you the latest and the greatest or the most popular tools out there. They will just show you how you can scan a system or a network or whatever the case may be with what they have available. When they're teaching you about hacking, most likely what they're going to show you how to do is how to just update Red Hat,
Right.
do some Red Hat configurations, install CentOS on a Raspberry Pi and probably run a what can you run on a Raspberry Pi? You can do Wireshark on a Raspberry Pi, and that's it. And oh yeah, you're hacking the network. You're not. You're just doing a scan. But anyway, so in my opinion, it's valuable to have that piece of paper because I'm telling you, it's valuable. People, when you apply to these positions, they're seen as a valuable asset, leverage, and a degree on your side with you can means that if they're looking for somebody with 10 years of experience and you only have 2 in cyber, that degree can help you to get 3 more years or whatever the case may be. A more advanced degree, a master's degree, like in my case, again, guys, I say to you guys, for the military folks, but for everybody else out there, Excelsior College, Syracuse, New York. Trust me, okay? Quick. The next thing, you're going for your master's, okay? In my case, I'm finishing my master's right now. I'm going to get it done by the end of the year. WGU. Listen to what I'm about to say one more time. WGU. Okay, they're not paying me for none of this, guys, right here. But, these colleges, you can get these degrees out of the way quick. You can get some certifications in some of the master's degree programs, and they will benefit you tremendously, okay? You will, what a degree means on an individual. It's a degree means that you have tenacity, okay? That you have intestinal fortitude, and you have commitment, okay?
Yeah.
And that you can write a sentence or two. You can have a good, put a good reference, and maybe you can do some good APA format. By the way, the latest one is APA version 7. It's kicking my behind, but I'm doing it, guys. So again, can you start in cybersecurity without a certification? Yes. Can you start in cybersecurity without education? Yes. The jobs are you gonna get? You get what you get. What I'm recommending to all you guys out there is once you get that certification, once you get that degree, once you get that job, don't stay there just APA version 7. Oh, the internet's down on Prideful Bet, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but we're here with you. Like I wanted to mention to you guys is once you get that job, trading paper or destroying computers, listen to the guys that have been there for longer, that might have an A plus, Net plus, Security plus, CC. By the way, CC is a new cybersecurity. What is it? What's the name for CC from ISC Square? Cybersecurity certification. Certified cybersecurity. That's a new entry level certification from ISC Square. Amazing. Go ahead. I think they're giving it for free. I'm gonna put the link on the description below of the video. Learn from those guys, okay? When you look at your boss out there, some of us have bosses that every time when you see them or you listen to them, you're like, this guy, I don't know how this guy got that job. Okay. And you scratch your head. You have no idea how they got the job. I want you guys to internalize that. Okay. Internalize that. Don't tell nothing. Don't say nothing to nobody because you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But ask yourself, how this dude or these women got into that position. Okay. You just study them. Like go to their LinkedIn, go to their Facebook, go everything. I'm telling you, before you know it, you will know when their birthday is, who they married to, where they go for vacation. I
Right.
mean, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm telling you, because I mean, that's something I don't do. My birthday is the first four. It's early in the year, and guess what? You haven't seen me taking a picture on my birthday and posting it on Facebook.
Hey,
Maybe my wife did.
how early in the year?
March.
Oh, okay, okay. Mine's a little earlier. Right,
Okay.
right.
So so yeah, study those guys, study those individuals, learn how they got to their position, talk to them. Don't tell them, hey, I really think that you're dumb. Just
Yeah, yeah,
listen to them. I mean, if they got there at one point or another, somebody saw potential in them, and they got to that position, learn how they got there and then replicate. You know, Army Mom is in the chat. Army Mom, how you doing today? Amazing,
Hmm.
amazing. Um, by the way, Army Mom, you can call the show. I saw you last week on the podcast and on the stream. So you can call the show 520-261-7246 if you have any questions, and then we will answer the questions to you.
Hey,
Okay?
hey, Rick, I want to add something.
Yes.
Another thing when I went to college, right? So, it was one of the professors that made a lot of sense. I was taking all the electives, and he said, "No, no, Lewis." He said, What I want you to do is no, I was taking all the technical stuff up front. He said, no, I want you to take the technical on the back end because you got 4 years at this thing, right? And when you take the technical on the back end, that puts you closer to getting a job, the graduation. So your mindset is technical versus you taking an English class to graduate versus a C plus plus class or something like that. And I just like to tell all the young people getting started in cyber, you know, stay as technical as you can, right? The policies come with the job, right? The instructions come with the job. So, you know, and then you can always shift gears. But a lot of people get into cyber and they're not technical, and then they hit that wall and they're like, oh, all right, go into the router, get this configuration file, and you know what a router is, but you know, can you navigate through it? So those are some of the things that I had to learn. So now I look at how things are structured, and I always try to structure them in my favor. So whether I'm reading a book or I'm talking to somebody, and I also want to caveat that there's some other books that I've read. So when I was in management, I think I mentioned that to you. It's called the Organizational Game Revealed, and it teaches you how to navigate through a company, right? So a lot of guys jump over a lot of people without, we just had an incident in the organization I left where this guy was the lead systems engineer, and his boss had left. They brought another guy, so he was up for the job. They brought another guy in with no experience. He had management experience, right? But no system engineer experience. So they hired him over this other guy. And now they asked this guy to train this guy, right? you know, and you get a lot of that. And so that's called sponsorship. So they could have did two things, right? They could have did the next best thing, create a position for the manager, right? And then let the system engineer keep doing his thing, because this guy clearly didn't have the knowledge, but he had the management piece of it. So they went more with the management piece versus the knowledge of the position. And so that's how that happens sometimes. And it's no fault of the guy, with the management experience. He just took the position that was offered to him. So there's a lot of different things in there that that people miss. So I tell people, everybody's going to learn the job, but you got to learn the system that you're operating in. That's very important, right? A lot of people don't know the system, and they get stuck. So you can, if we all going to learn the job, we're going to do the job, right? But if you don't come outside that box, or pass out those chips, or understand how the business is operating, you'll never make it in that business.
You're correct. Q, how do you see? I mean, you have years of experience. You've been through this, couple of times. How do you see the whole passing the ships, learning the systems?
Are you speaking specific to systems, or are you speaking specific to the conversation of education?
Yeah,
Systems,
education.
systems,
Yeah,
system,
system,
system. That's what I mean. Yeah.
right, and education, right.
Okay, so in both circumstances, whether it's you're pursuing education or pursuing system knowledge, is set a goal for yourself and own your journey. So don't settle from where you are, because you'll never go anywhere. That's just plain and simple. If you settle for where you are, you'll never go anywhere. So set that goal to obtain that knowledge. If you want to pursue SISM, then set that goal and own that journey and find those resources through either Jaywalk or through Rick or through myself or Prideful Vet. Find those resources and own your journey, because there's so many resources out there. I mean, at your fingertips these days, you can literally find the information you're looking for. If you wanted to find out about a router, which Jaywalk talked about, you can actually literally do a search on Google for a router, and you can find out information about what a router is, what it does, and then look at the keywords that they are using in the forums. If you get routed to a forum or linked to a forum, look at the conversations and look at the keywords they're using, and then use those keywords in the next searches you do.
Yeah.
So there's just so much information you can find out about systems, about education, about topics, about everything. And that's why I can't foot stop that enough. Is own your journey. Don't settle because you'll go nowhere.
Right.
Own your journey and you will achieve it. Set that goal, and whatever it be, wherever you want to go, set that goal and own your journey.
Hey, AQ, I want to say, I want to thank you, man. Hey, Prideful Bay got a question right there. What's the name of the book that Jaywalk you were talking about?
Mentioned.
Yes, the last one.
It's called The Organizational Game Revealed by Harvey Coleman, and he was a young guy. So it's based on PI, right? Performance, image, and exposure. And a lot of people think that performance is weighted. A lot of people think that your performance gets you to the top, but it doesn't. It's your image. And I'll give you a quick example. So let's say the president or the CEO of that company, every day he shows up in Armani suit, right? And he walks right past you, right? Well, why does he walk past you? Because you're not wearing an Armani suit. So then the next day you come in with Armani suit on. Now you're in his image, right? So he's going to stop and talk to you and say, hey, nice suit, okay. So he knows that at his level, they wear Armani suits, So then the exposure, so he wears the Armani suit, then he's the hardest working guy in the company. So he gets there in the morning, no cars are there. He leaves at night, no cars are there. So let's say he comes in the morning and there's another car there, right? Then he's going to walk through the building to see who it is.
Who is at the building? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's this guy in Armani suit, right? So now, you fit his image. You're working as hard as him. So now he takes a liking to you, and he wants to, possibly sponsor you, right? So You don't get we all get raises, right? And we get promotions, right? But we don't get sponsorship. So sponsorship brings you up to their level. So you may be operating as an X, and he's operating as a Y. So so they rather bring a guy in from the outside that's a Y that already speaks the language, has the pie, that understands the pie, versus you that's in the company. So this is what the book is about, right? It gets into some other stuff too, right? But this is the whole crux of that book. And when I was in management, so I came in one day, I'm looking like Pimp C, right? I'm in a senior level meeting, right? And I look good, but I didn't look like them, right? And so I got through the meeting, and the guys antagonized me. Hey man, nice pants, nice shoes. And I'm thinking they compliment me, right? But they antagonized me, right? So all right, I got through the meeting, and then this book, a day or two later, this book was on my desk. I don't know who put it there, but it was someone that helped me understand that I was in the game of that company. And
that is a good
yeah,
gesture.
yeah,
Very good gesture. Like you mentioned, Jaywalk, on the point that you're that the what I'm getting. I'm gonna put it on
right.
on terms that anybody can understand. Outwork everybody.
That's right.
Outwork
That's right.
everybody.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
If you work, if at your level where you are, you work with a senior manager,
Yeah.
senior whatever security, a director, a
Yeah.
VP.
Right.
My recommendation. I'm not saying go ahead do it. Spend
Right.
all your money doing this, but
Yeah. Right.
but and it's gonna sound a little bit difficult, but I have to say it. You
Right.
got to look like them. Okay.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they if they come every day on a
Right.
suit and tie,
Right.
I'm not saying that you have to, but I
Right.
am suggesting you.
Right.
Okay, wear a suit and tie because you never know who you're gonna find on the parking lot, like Jaywalk say,
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock in the morning when you came to the
Right.
building. You
Yeah.
never know who you're gonna find on the parking lot at
Right.
5:30 in the afternoon when you're
Yeah.
walking out.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
again, outwork everybody.
Yeah.
Something else that I want to mention to you guys is,
Oh.
changing the topic real quick. If you go into a meeting, okay, and individuals are talking on that meeting, okay, uh, presence, having press. I went to a meeting a couple of days ago with an individual. I'm not going to mention her name, but I went with this individual into a meeting, and we did introductions. And during these introductions, this individual, okay, stood up and with a firm, clear, direct voice, present herself very, very, very well. Okay, so after the fact, I give her props. I told her, "Hey, you did an amazing job. I want to mention to you that you have a good presence, X, Y, and Z. Don't stop. Keep searching. You will go places. We need more women in cyber, women in tech. Women love it. Keep
Right.
going. Keep it going. Okay, I have two in my house, my wife and my daughter, and women in tech. More power to you. Okay. The second thing is when sometimes, I'm just giving some hints, some clues out there for the guys out there who are looking at this. I was following her, okay, and of course I can stand up and take 15 minutes telling you about myself, but I decided to keep it short and quick, and I make sure that the her introduction, when I after I introduce myself, still very relevant. After the whole group finish, because I've been in cyber for 20 plus years, so if I want to impress a little bit, sometimes we can do that, but sometimes it's okay to like let other people
Yeah.
shine. It's very, very good. Trust me, it will pay off. Okay. So I did that at the end of the round table. I believe that her introduction stood up more than anybody else, and then I felt very good that I thought it was a thing of seconds. I don't need to outshine her. I don't need to outperform her right now.
Right.
If we're competing for a job down the road, of course I will try my best. But right now, no, so remember that, okay? The point I'm trying to make: every time you go to a meeting where there's visibility, make sure that you stand up,
Yeah.
you use a straight tone, okay, and you present yourself very well, okay. Don't be shy. You can leave being shy for other moments, okay. Going back to the to today's topic, guys. I want you guys to remember, that everything that we're telling you right now is with a purpose. I mean, the purpose is for you guys to gain this knowledge and for you guys to find your own solutions and find your own persona and find your own cyber individual within you. Because some of you guys out there don't have a clue, an idea what I'm going to do next. Some of you guys out there are just like, right now I just want to stay home. I just want to be. I just want to. Daddy got it. Mom
Yeah.
got it. And then let me tell you something. You, one way or another, you are as an individual, you're putting mom or dad in a stressful situation because we're thinking, we know that you're gonna make it, but we are thinking, man, this girl that I got right here. I mean, I need my daughter to start,
Yeah.
and then I need my daughter to start like. And I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying this for me because if it's for me, my daughter can stay in my house until she's 50, and I'll be fine with that. But okay. But I got since I started cyber, I took my son, boom boom boom, cyber, my wife, cyber, my daughter, cyber. We're doing pretty good now. Something that you mentioned, Q, earlier today is whatever you do in life, doesn't matter whatever you go, and you have a saying that you mentioned it the other week, something about plan.
Yes. You want me to say
Yes,
it?
yes.
Make a plan, stick to the plan, always deliver.
So that stay it's on my head. Like I wanted you to say it, okay? But this applies to so many, and I will say this: the young audience that are watching us, okay? So some of you guys, not everybody can be a cyber professional. Not
Right.
everybody can be an attorney or a doctor or a brain surgeon.
Right.
But let me tell you something. I just purchased a home, okay, that cost me a lot of money, okay, and
Right.
then thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not my last home, I think, but it's my dream home so far, and I got two guys to come here and build me a flower bed in front of the house. Two guys. It took him a day, and they charged me $3,000 a labor.
Ooh.
Okay, labor. Okay. Now, so I am Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Prideful Bed, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prideful Bed. The thing I got to tell you guys is that was without materials. Materials were on top,
Hey.
and I'm thinking this guy, he knows I'm Hispanic, he's Mexican, I'm Puerto Rican. We're speaking Spanish. We did the contract. Everything was word of mouth, and okay, they got it done. I see the guy 2 days after in my neighbor's house. Then I go there, I thought that he charged me an arm and a leg.
Right.
So I go there, I'll say, hey guys, what's going on? Da, 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 whatever. The neighbor comes out and then he starts talking to me in English. He's thinking that these guys don't speak English. They listen, they know. They know. And we start talking about, can you, Army Mom, you can try once again. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to call you in a second. Army Mom, I will call you in a second. I think the number is 703. I will, area code 703. I will call you in a second. So when as I'm talking to the neighbor, he tells me that it's something about $6,000. $6,000. He's getting a little bit larger flower bed, that just a little bit larger, maybe two, between 5 and 6 feet longer, and he say without materials. So the guys gave me a heck of a deal. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. When I'm saying that not everybody can be cyber, okay? Not everybody can be a CISO and a CISSP. There's many places out there where you be able to make a great living. I mean, if you have a plan, like you said, if you have a plan and you stick to the plan,
Right.
and you deliver, you can hook up your buddy like me, and you
Yeah.
can do a work for $3,000 and then go next door and charge 6,000 for 2 days of work. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think that I work in a very large company. I don't think that the president of my company makes $6,000 in one day. You know, it's impossible. Which is it's a lot of
He
money.
might. Yeah, I'm quite sure he might. Right?
No, maybe, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, yeah. So all right, but that's beautiful, man. I mean, they give you a break. You know what my last piece of advice for the young folks and anybody else is try to stay in command of the facts. You know, if if you go into a meeting, you know, even if you don't have all the facts, speak the facts that you do have, and don't just rely on not saying nothing. A lot of years I went and I never really got involved. And what I mean by that is if I could skip a meeting, I would skip it, or if I could skip some training, I would skip it. And when I started getting involved and staying involved, that's when a lot of things opened up for me. So, and that's an unwritten rule. Stay involved. And I got friends in there at at the last job. They're in 6, 7 meetings a day, but they're involved, and then I have to go to them for information, right? And I'm wondering, why don't I know this information? Because I wasn't in the meeting. I wasn't, I didn't go out to lunch with these guys, right? And so try to stay involved in these companies. I mean, even in the military, just you know, just stay involved, and you'll be in command of the facts.
100%, 100%. Guys, we have Army Mom in the chat right now. Army Mom, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear.
So tell us, we see you that you've been watching the show. This is the second time that you are here. So we are very, very, very happy to have you here. Do you have any questions for the guys on the panel?
Yes, on the chat there, you were talking about a book, and looking, I saw Prideful Veteran mention the name of what was the name of the book? So I needed to know the name of that book.
I put it in the chat, but it's called the Organizational Game Revealed by Harvey Coleman. And how we hit glass ceilings and we don't know why is because we don't understand the game that we're in. So that's why I spoke about learning the system. We all gonna do the job, but when you learn the system and you can jump over, if it's 1,000 people in the company, you can jump over 600-700 people without them even knowing that you have this understanding of the system. So
It's Jaywalk, is it Empowering Yourself by Harvey
Yeah.
J. Coleman? It's a
Yeah.
blue. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put the link on the description of the video on YouTube and then on LinkedIn, so you guys can have, so you guys are
Yeah.
able to take a look at it, purchase it. I'm not getting anything from that, but
Right.
that'd be amazing. So, and it's like $6, so should be a
Yeah.
good read.
Yeah.
So it is posted on YouTube right now.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you, Army Mom.
Okay.
Quick question. Quick question. How is our audio over there? Can you hear us good? Is the audio good?
Yeah. Yes, it's very, very clear.
Awesome.
And I
Thank
look. I also. I don't know. He kind of goes in and out. I guess I don't know what you call that.
Okay.
I think it's Walt. Is his name?
Jaywalk.
Jaywalk. So I'm going in and
Walt.
out.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
using a
You
camera.
go in like it's breaking.
Okay. All right. I'll work on that for the next. I have headphones, but I don't want to, put them on, but if I need to, I will.
He kind of goes in and out. I guess I don't know what you call that.
So any other questions that you have for the panel, Army Mom?
No, but it's very interesting, I must say so. I am enjoying the presentation. I'm listening attentively. I almost missed it tonight because I was looking for it to come on tomorrow.
Okay.
I didn't know you all were coming on tonight, but I'm so happy that I tuned in. I looked, and so I'm just soaking up everything. Very, very good information.
Thank you so much, Army Mom.
Thank you all. Keep up the good work.
We are very happy to have you in the audience. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
No, but it's very.
Okay, guys. So that was Army Mom right there. Just showing up, representing. But by the way, let me tell you something. Being an Army Mom is a very, very, very hard job. Okay, very hard job. Being an Army wife is one thing. Being an Army husband is another thing, or Army son or daughter. Being a service member, either whatever branch you is. But being an Army mom is just amazing. It's a pretty tough job, but I mean, you're giving the country the best of the best, and we're so grateful for all the Army moms out there who has given us in it's crazy, because I'm thinking about my mom right now. I'm thinking about my mom, and then one way or another, she carried me for 9 months. Thank you, Jesus. And she got me to one point in my life, and then I look, just imagine, just the fact that that woman was able to protect you for 9 months, get you to the world, and then you went over there, did a mission. You got a plan, you stick to the plan, and you went and deliver. Because that's what we do in the military. We deliver.
Nice play on words. Nice play on words. Sounds good.
The last thing I want to tell you guys before I turn it to Jaywalk and Q is earlier I was talking about letting other people shine. Okay, that's one thing. We need more women in cyber. Okay, I'm very, very, very pro having more women in cyber. So be mindful of that. You guys out there hiring managers, I don't know, directors, vice presidents, and managers. Be mindful of that. We need more women in cyber. We definitely need a more diverse community in cybersecurity, because most of the jobs that you go, there's just a bunch of dudes. There's a bunch of dudes. I mean, that's the way it is. And then there's companies out there who are definitely championing in hiring talent that are women, females. But then these are the same companies who are firing 30,000-40,000 employees every other quarter. We know you get the ABC, the Google, the Microsoft. They got it on that lane. Everybody else needs to get on par with that. Okay, more diverse. Okay. The last thing I want to bring to you guys is on the education part, guys, and on the certification. We're being here talking for an hour and 40 minutes. I want to let you guys know that if somebody out there tells you you don't need a cert, you don't need the education, maybe to just get in, but as soon as you get in, and then if you are not there yet and you're listening to this, get a goal, put your eyes in a certification. I mean, we have given you plenty of examples. Just get one, stick to it, and trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Once you go into that test and you finish that test, and then you do your survey, and after that survey, because it's always like that, you always got to do a survey before you get the pass or fail. And then you see pass 750 security plus. Jasmine, where you are, Jasmine? Yeah, is my wife over there? She's doing it. She's doing it. She's gonna get it. I'm pretty sure she's gonna get it. It's gonna be well worth it, guys, and it's gonna put you in a different bracket. I mean, like I mentioned, 750,000 jobs just in February. It's gonna get better. So, okay, guys, this is it for me. What you guys got? Anything else to any closing remarks?
Just foot stamp the make a plan, stick to the plan, always deliver. And then the other thing I said earlier was set a goal and stick to it. Own it. Sorry, that's the term I use is own your journey. And don't settle. I mean, like Rick said, he said, if you get in without a certification or education, don't let that stop you from getting that, because there's others that will get those certifications and they will surpass you. So just you could start it, but don't let that be the end point. Go and get those educations and certifications.
Thank you, Q. Jay Walk?
Yeah, I would say, well, how do I sound now? Am I still breaking up, or what is that? You can't hear me?
What are you using right now? I mean, it sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah, headphones. Yeah, I'm using my headphones.
Oh, keep them up. Don't ever come here without the thing, man. It's amazing. Wow.
Okay. I would just say, get your confidence up. Start building a library and make connections. You know, that's very important. I believe us three are in, different companies of some sort at some level, and there's people, resources, not just local but military. They have a huge resource for you, a lot of free stuff. Take advantage of that. Start buying the books, build your library. There's a lot of free software out there, where you can start learning. I would say build a network for yourself. Just get 2 computers with a crossover cable. If you want to start training, get a switch, a self-managed switch. I mean, anything that's going to help you succeed past the point where you're at now. So that's all I got.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching tonight, don't forget again, guys, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. And we also have this whole show in podcast. So you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it. Just look for RT365. You'll be able to find this podcast. So we'll be today's title will be Top 5 Cybersecurity Entry Level Certifications to get your foot in the door in 2023. If you search for that on your podcast, you'll be able to listen to us or RT365. Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining on today. It's been amazing. I will see you guys in our next video.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.